Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. NFL Insider drops concerning update on Steelers' pursuit of Aaron Rodgers. The Pittsburgh Steelers have waited patiently for free agent quarterback Aaron Rodgers, sacrificing reunion opportunities with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, among other potential QB pursuits. And yet, according to ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter, who said this while speaking with ESPN Milwaukee's Jen, Gabe and Chewy, Rodgers could be leaning toward retirement. The Steelers and Rodgers both need each other right now, frankly, Schefter told his colleagues. And that's if Aaron wants to play, which I'm not convinced yet that he does. Until I hear him say, "I want to play," then I can tell you people are asking that question about whether he wants to play. Like, it's come up, the longtime insider continued. People have said to me, "Hey, are you sure he wants to play?" "No, I'm not sure. I'm hearing he might not want to play." Schefter made sure to add that he doesn't want to speak for Rodgers, who typically keeps his personal information close to the vest, admitting that he's speculating a bit. "It shouldn't be that hard," Schefter went on. "Like, you want to play for the Steelers, or you don't. Right? Like, what are we waiting for? I don't see too many free agents who go visit a team for 6 hours, think about something, and, what's the issue? They want you. You don't want them? Clearly, you have questions." He concluded that there's something that's holding Rodgers back, because the Steelers want him. Minnesota Vikings general manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah threw the NFL community for a loop on March 26, hinting that his team has not completely closed the door on a pursuit of Rodgers. With that in mind, is it possible the four-time NFL MVP is still waiting on Minnesota? Perhaps, but it feels more likely that he's weighing whether or not he wants to hang him up for good. Schefter may not have heard it from Rodgers himself, but he does make a good point. Why else would the future Hall of Famer take such a long time to decide on playing for one legitimate suitor? As Cameron Hayward and Schefter both noted, you either want to be a Steeler or you don't, and Rodgers may not have decided if he truly wants to continue his football career in general, let alone continue it in Pittsburgh. Former Steeler Bryant McFadden asked the all-important question on March 27. "So if we're not able to sign Rodgers, what are our options if we can't trade up high enough to get Shedeur Sanders?" Seemingly, Pittsburgh's answer to that question is Mason Rudolph and a rookie draft pick, potentially at number 21 overall. And this was supposed to be a win-now campaign. There are other potential Hail Mary candidates, like a trade for Kirk Cousins or hoping that someone like Jackson Dart or Jalen Milroe can make an immediate impact, but the options are few and far between at this point in the offseason. Rodgers has led the Steelers down a road devoid of detours. If Pittsburgh is unable to convince him to sign, they might have to totally alter their plan for the 2025 season. Steelers pass on DL entirely, address offense heavily in Matt Miller's 7-round ESPN mock draft. In just under 1 month, the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay will get underway. There, the Pittsburgh Steelers will have a chance to plug some major holes on their roster, ones they weren't able to address so far in free agency and via trade. But if things turn out the way they did in the latest 7-round mock draft from ESPN's Matt Miller, there's going to be an even greater hole on the roster for the Steelers ahead of the start of the season. That would be along the defensive line, which Miller bypassed entirely in the 7 rounds, instead addressing offense heavily, even double-dipping at one position in surprise fashion. In Miller's mock draft, he started out addressing defense early, landing Florida State's Azariah H. Thomas at number 21 overall, giving the Steelers a long, physical cornerback to develop opposite Joey Porter Jr. Along with Thomas, Miller paired the Steelers with Alabama QB Jalen Milroe in the 3rd round at number 83 overall, Arizona State running back Kamska Tebow at number 123 overall in the 4th round, Rutgers OT Holland Pierce in the 5th round at number 156 overall, Ole Miss wide receiver Jordan Watkins in the 6th round, and Michigan running back Donovan Edwards in the 7th round. It's no secret the Steelers need a quarterback for both the short and long term, but I expect them to add a veteran before the draft instead of overdrafting for a passer like they did with Kenny Pickett in 2022. Instead, I have them picking a foundational defensive player to help compensate for an aging roster and missed draft picks, Miller writes regarding his selection of Thomas for the Steelers. Thomas is a big cornerback at 6'2" and 197 pounds, with the speed to play press coverage and hang in man situations. He started one season at Florida State and did a great job eliminating targets. A banner Senior Bowl week launched him into the first round, and he'd be a great fit with third-year corner Joey Porter Jr. With Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins locked up long-term in Cincinnati. The Steelers need all the coverage help they can get. Even with the additions of Darius Slay and Brandon Echols in free agency, and another year of development for Corey Trice Jr., cornerback remains a sneaky need for the Steelers. Thomas is a popular name due to his length and physicality. During Florida State Pro Day on March 21, former Steelers cornerback Ike Taylor put Thomas through positional drills, signaling the Steelers' interest in him. Thomas played in 37 games across 3 seasons with the Seminoles and finished his career with 95 total tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, 15 passes defensed, and a forced fumble. At the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis, Thomas measured in at 6'14", 197 pounds with 32 3/8-inch arms and fits the mold of what the Steelers have been looking for at the position in recent years. After the selection of Thomas at number 21, the Steelers then addressed offense at number 83 overall in the 3rd round, landing Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe, a player head coach Mike Tomlin recently had dinner with ahead of the Crimson Tide's Pro Day. Steelers reportedly have one major QB favorite in NFL draft. The Pittsburgh Steelers are stuck playing the waiting game for veteran free agent quarterback Aaron Rodgers. But even as the days tick by, General Manager Omar Khan reportedly has a favorite rookie in the upcoming NFL draft. FS1's Colin Cowherd reported on Thursday on his show, The Herd, that the Steelers really like Alabama's Jalen Milroe. I talked to an NFL exec last night, very well connected, and this is a keep your head on a swivel, Aaron Rodgers. I'm told the Steelers really like Jalen Milroe. 21st pick, 1st round. So if Aaron signs with Pittsburgh, it's gonna become Kirk Cousins, Cowherd said. They're taking a quarterback. If the 21st pick, Milroe's not taken, Pittsburgh is leaning now and taking him. Milroe is a 2-year starter in Tuscaloosa. Last season, without Nick Saban on the sideline, Milroe threw for 2,844 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions while completing 64.3% of his throws. Milroe also ran for 726 yards and 20 touchdowns on the ground. The Steelers selecting Milroe or any other quarterback in the draft shouldn't have anything to do with Rodgers. Even with the former Super Bowl MVP in town, Pittsburgh still needs a long-term solution, and, at 41 years old, that clearly isn't Rodgers. And you fan? What do you think about Jalen Milroe's situation? Write to us in the comments.